What's up, my peoples? It is I, your guide, the filthy animal with filthy topics, where we talk all trash, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. First off, as always, blessings upon blessings, positive vibes to everyone. I would like to discuss some boxing today. As you all know, I'm a big boxing fan. We have some good news for the boxing world. Okay, a couple things going on. First off, we have Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, who's just signed the major 2-fight, or I believe 3-fight deal, okay? Which is big news because they both have mandatories, okay? Meaning that Anthony Joshua is overlooking his mandatory Usyk, and Tyson Fury is overlooking the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder, okay? So that's big news, and I agree with Andre Ward on this one. I think it was a bad idea to announce this deal because you know what? Deontay Wilder is still a very dangerous man, and I know Tyson Fury feels like he bullied him, but you know what? There might be some motivation for Deontay Wilder, and I agree with Andre Ward on that. So that might have been a bad idea announcing this deal, and also making this deal was probably a bad idea anyway because you never know what happens with their mandatories unless something happens that, their mandatories step aside. But we know that Wilder will not be stepping aside. He wants his belt. He wants his rematch. He's coming for it. Also, big news behind that. We have a statement from Deontay Wilder announcing his new trainers. Guess who are his new trainers? Yes, none other than the TMT, Floyd, Money Mayweather, and one of the hardest hitters in boxing, George Foreman. That's very big news, okay? That's a lot of jewels going to be passed down. And if Wilder can execute, there's a very good chance that he whoops Fury out. Because in the last fight, as we all know, he didn't get knocked out, okay? His eardrum got hurt and knocked out his equilibrium. And pretty much it messed him up bad, you know what I'm saying? So Fury got a good hit in that fucked him up. But he didn't knock him out, right? He didn't put him out. And Wilder's heart really showed in that fight because he kept getting back up and he kept taking the punishment, right? And, it was to the point he was ready to die in that ring. Okay? So they're overlooking Deontay Wilder. I think that's a bad idea, and it probably motivates him more because, as we all know, he wanted to be the undisputed, and he was never given the shot to fight Anthony Joshua. And now that he doesn't have a belt, these two are making the deals without even being in a position to make the deal, right? So that's very big news in boxing. Very, very, very big news in boxing. Okay, so that's with the heavyweight division. That's what's going on with these three guys in the heavyweight division. Three guys that their names are banging in the heavyweight division, and that's what's going on with that. So Deontay Wilder's new trainers, Floyd, Money Mayweather, and George Foreman, okay? In a statement, he said he's coming for his WBC belt. So, he's very mad that they made this deal. So it's really some motivation to really bust Fury's ass and give him that L, because we know he really beat him in the first fight. He really did KO him. Okay, we know that, and the judge gave him more time and did some bullshit. But we all know if you do a 10 count from the minute he hit that floor, he was out of there, right? So that's that with the heavyweight division. And then we also have the welterweight division. We have some things going on there. We have Arrow the Truth Spence throwing some shade on Keith One-Time Thurman. Easy peasy, son. Right? So he's throwing some shade on him because he put a statement out, or he said a statement pretty much saying I had the chance to take a tune-up fight, but I want the big fights. We'll leave that for Keith Thurman in his get-back year. So he was throwing some shade on that. And, Keith Thurman's been ducking Errol since Keith Thurman had the belt. And now Errol got the belt, and Errol don't really give a fuck about Keith Thurman. No point. Unless Keith Thurman is chasing him, but we all see Keith Thurman is pretty much running. Right? And then we have T-Bud Crawford. Can't get a fight for the likes of him because he's on the wrong side of the team. So he can't get anybody really decent to fight him. I think a good fight will be him and Mikey Garcia. I think that'll be a great fight. I don't know why they haven't made that happen. I think that'll be a good fight. I believe what they're trying to make right now is Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia in the welterweight division. I think that's what the big fight they're trying to make. And if that happens, I think it'll be a very good fight. It'll be a close fight. Mikey Garcia is very, very talented. He's very skillful. But I don't see him beating Manny Pacquiao. I just really don't. He doesn't give enough output. I think Manny's too fast for him, as we see in the Keith Thurman fight. Mikey Garcia is a calculated boxer. He doesn't waste any energy unless he has to. And like I said, he's very calculated. But I don't think that will work with Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Unless he uses that energy and keeps up with that fast footwork and let those hands fly like he should. Because if he doesn't do that, then he's not going to put enough output. And it's going to be a slaughter, especially being that they are pretty much the same size. So, Manny beats up guys bigger than him without a problem. So, I think that'll be a very tough fight. That'll be the toughest fight of Mikey Garcia's career, win or lose. Okay, not Errol Spence. That is not going to be, no. If that fight is made, then yeah, that'll be Mikey Garcia's toughest fight versus Manny Pacquiao. My opinion on that fight, I go Manny Pacquiao. I believe he's too fast, too much output. I don't think Mikey Garcia compute that. He can compute that and adjust to that in time. I don't think so. Just like many boxers before, they think they can until they actually in the ring with him. And, he's too explosive. So if they make that fight, I go Manny Pacquiao all the way. I love Mikey Garcia. Like I said, very calculated, very sound boxer. But I don't see him keeping up with Manny Pacquiao's pace, even at Manny Pacquiao's age. He will have to pick up the pace and really put the pressure from the first round and go hard 12 rounds and let them hands fly. That's the only way he will win. Right? So that's the welterweight division. I believe we have Spence going against Danny Garcia. If that happens, then that's a good fight. Once all this quarantine is over. Honestly, I haven't really seen Errol Spence in the doghouse, and face real controversy. We've seen Danny Garcia go toe-to-toe with Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and everyone else. I think he has the best resume in the 147th division. So if they make that fight, I really don't know where to go with that fight. I want to lean towards Danny. But Spence is like the unknown because we really don't know what Spence really holds. But, see, the thing is, and this is my opinion, I believe Sean Porter beat him even with the knockdown that Errol Spence caught at the end. It was a flash knockdown. It wasn't nothing that he was dazed or he was like, you know, out of it. He jumped right back to it. It was a flash knockdown. It wasn't nothing major. You know, I think Sean Porter gave that boy a lesson that fight. You know, I think he should have never got that decision, honestly. But, you know, it's all about the money. So, you know, they have to push the money issue and whatever, give the decision to whoever is the bigger draw, right? Because that's how boxing is now, unfortunately. Unless you get that KO and you solidify that win, then it just is what it is, you know. We've seen it happen over and over again. Canelo fights, Mayweather fights, I can't even say the Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman, because that was like a 50-50, and he did start busting Keith Thurman's ass at the end, but it was too late. You know, Keith Thurman was way ahead on the cards, honestly. So, you know, even with the running at the end, I think Danny Garcia slightly lost that fight for the same reason, not enough output. So, you know, for him to fight Errol Spence, you know, he's going to have to be different because, you know, they both walk forward boxers and they both come forward. And you know what? That's going to be a battle of who the fuck is going to be the biggest dog. It's going to be the battle of who's the biggest dog and who can hold the hardest hits and who can hit the hardest. And, you know, we know Danny's a puncher. We know Danny's a puncher. His last fight, he didn't look too great. But Danny's a puncher. And it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. Anything can happen. You know, they both big punchers. Body blow punches. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting fight to see. Like I said, I haven't seen Errol Spence in the doghouse like that. I'm going to go with Danny on this one. Just because I think Danny wants it so bad. And I think Danny got the opportunity to get that belt back. And I think he's going to go for it. So that's that in the welterweight division. And then we also have the 135 pound division. We have Teofemo Lopez, who I think is one of the best in that division. I think the best fight to be made at that division. He was supposed to fight Lomachenko, the top dog champion in that division, but due to this quarantine and everything and travel restrictions and blah, 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 that fight can't be made. And, you know, the true story of why that fight can't be made is because what pays these boxers is the money at the door. And if we can't get that money at the door, then, you know, these boxers not willing to fight without a crowd. You know, that's what hypes them up. And whatever, however they, Canelo, whatever the fuck, Mayweather, Floyd, boom, whatever they chant out, you know, that really gives some energy. So these boxers don't want to fight with no crowd. It's not happening. So, you know, we looking at that. He was supposed to fight Lomachenko, so that's out the question. So he's looking for a fight now, Teofemo. Ryan Garcia, I don't think Ryan Garcia is ready for Teofemo Lopez. That's just my opinion. I just don't think he's ready. Not yet. And that could make him or break him if he beats Teofemo. If he loses, then that could destroy his career, and his little run with Golden Boy might be. So that is that. And pretty much, I think the best fight to be made would be Teofemo Lopez versus Devin Haney. That would be the best fight. Or Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis. But I don't think Teofemo was ready for Tank Davis. You know, Tank Davis is a whole nother kind of animal. He has a whole lot of pressure. And I think he can outbox him. But the thing is, you know, I seen a sparring of them, and it was a little while ago, and Teofemo looked a little young, wet behind the ears still, and he was still very boxing pretty well. But it looked like Gervonta may have hurt him in that sparring, you know. So I don't know if that'll be a good fight. I think more the level would be, and maybe that can even cause a trilogy, would be the Devin Haney and Teofemo, or Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, and then whoever wins out of that will face Teofemo Lopez, and that'll be great because then, you know, somebody have all them belts, and then they can fight. Whoever's the winner of that will be able to fight Lomachenko and be the undisputed at the 135 division. So that'll be some dope shit to happen. We'll just have to see, right? But these are my thoughts in the boxing world. I can't wait till everything starts back up again. Would love to know your thoughts and opinions. Till then, it is I, your guy, the filthy animal, the filthy topics, where we talk our trash. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Peace.